Name's Sean Michael Haas, born and raised in Miami. Fourth generation. Dad was born and raised, my grandfather, brother, and yeah, I'm the youngest one. My mom's from Cuba, Santa Clara. So yeah, I'm a nice little melting pot, if you will, just kind of like Miami is. Went to Jose Marti when I was a little kid. So yeah, a little Cuban influence is still there. Third person in my family to go to Christopher Columbus High School, which is a Miami staple. Yeah, so go Explorers. And then after, yeah, I went to Miami-Dade, Kendall, and FIU. And I was going to college for the arts and acting. So I did a little bit of stage work. I did some extra work as well. So I always was in the realm of liking to entertain. And then I needed means. I needed to find a way to supplement paying for school, and I actually, just getting a job. So, I ended up getting in the service industry. My first job I'll never forget was a dishwasher. I was off of Miracle Mile. It's a little place called Le Boudoir. Yeah, right next to Morton Steakhouse. Yeah, that's another story for another time. But yeah, so I worked all my way up. I was a busser. I was a food runner. Ended up becoming a server. And I like interacting with people. I always have been. I like telling stories. I like getting to know people, their backgrounds. I guess you could say I'm a social butterfly in that sense, which is kind of ironic since I used to be super shy and timid as a kid. But being in the service industry kind of helped me, break out of my shell, if you will. And then after eventually, I took up like a bar backing gig at a Kendall Ale House. Yeah. I just eventually got enough marks under my belt, and I got a bartending gig. And my first experience into the craft scene, which is, taken Miami by storm in the last, 12 years, was over at Barley, downtown Dayland. And I'll never forget Dominic Coutets? Yeah, sorry, Dom, if I messed up your last name. And then Anna Patayas, which she's actually a manager over now at Vesta Sur, so miss you, homie. But yeah, no, they show me the whole craft, and this is where the lines get kind of blurred with food and then beverages, because at that point, I just thought it was just like, all right, cool, man, old school bartenders, man, vodka sodas, have a good time, pour some shots, have some beers, hey, make some money, cash in my pocket. This is where my whole life changed in the sense of I realized, oh, there's an art to this. There is craft into this. There's actually years, decades of knowledge of cocktails and just presentation and storytelling. And, they were the two founding pillars of how I got into this. And I'm eternally grateful for that, because now, eventually, so I ended up leaving downtown Dayland, and then after decided to take about a half a year sabbatical. I worked over at Boogie's, because I used to be my watering hole back in the day in South Miami, which is another Miami staple. And at one point I was going to get a job there, but then sure enough, COVID, whole world shut down, and luckily that thing changed. But when I was still working in downtown Dayland, my watering hole was either Boogie's or Better Days. And I remember the first time ever walking into Better Days, I just felt at home. I felt super welcome. It was the staff. It was the ambiance, the nostalgia. I'm a big cinephile. I love old school cartoons and movies. I mean, if you ask anybody, any of my coworkers, they'll be like, hey, Sean, what's that guy in that movie? Or what's that thing? Or what's that year? And they're like, oh my God, dude, this guy's like an encyclopedia of random useless knowledge. So yeah, that really struck a chord with me. And on top of that, it was actually really good quality cocktails at a fair price. In Brickell, no less. So that shit was mind blowing to me at the time. And then over the years, I was just because I live all the way in Kendall. And if anybody in Miami knows anything about Kendall, it's far as fuck. So I would actually go out of my way to go to Better Days. So that actually left an impression on me, because the staff over there, so many different eclectic characters, and they're all different, but they're all unique and good in their own respect, and talented to boot, which, I had never seen anything like that, and then on top of that, there's like a sense of family every time you go there, camaraderie, and they make you feel like you're part of the team, even though at the time I was just a regular. But then sure enough, I made friends with them over the time, and one of the staff members actually hit me up. They're like, yo, so it's Alex. He's like, hey, man, I know you're going through some hard times, man, but we're thinking about starting to bring some new blood into the fold. Are you still interested? Because I know you've been asking for a couple of years, because I would always stay after hours helping clean the bar. They're like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, hey, shut up. I got you. That's the least I could do. You guys give me all this. Let me give you a little bit. And then after, I got hired there, dude. And here we are, like almost 5 years later. Take it back just a little bit more. So it was about a year and a half ago, maybe even 2. We were over in the Grove. We decided to go to brunch at Sedill's. And it was Will, Lexi, myself, Emmer, and Casey. And we decided to, let's treat ourselves, man. We've busted our ass, man. Let's go have a good time. Have some good grub, have a couple drinks, maybe rip a couple shots. And, it was just have a good time with the family, Sunday fun day. And the idea had been coming up, just randomly, on passing. But, this was, the first day that it got brought to my attention that they're like, hey, man, not for nothing, man, but, would you guys be interested in partnering up if the opportunity arises to actually establish something really cool in Miami? And I'm like, hell yeah, why wouldn't I? I have so much to offer, and I am indebted because when I was at my lowest, they were there for me. So, of course, I'm there. I was your day one. You're my fucking day one. And then when we got the call, message got relayed to me from Will and Gio, and I'm like, you know what? Stars are aligning. I'm like, I don't believe in coincidences. I'm just like, you know what? All right, cool. Say less. What I got to do? Sign me up. Dotted line, yada, yada, yada. And, Little Havana, a lot of history. I feel almost a responsibility to uphold in the sense of my Cuban heritage. If my abuela were here, sorry, don't mean to get a little teary-eyed, but she is a passionate, she was a passionate lady. And to be in this part of town is actually really cool. And I feel like I'm doing her a service and my family. And the fact that I get to rep my homies and give something back to the community and show what the neighborhood love that Better Days brought to us. I want to bring that to this part of town over. What we did in Brickell, we're bringing it over here. And this is just a start, We're just getting started. It's a little over 3 months. I am super excited. Every Monday and Tuesday, it's Emmer and I. That's my mentor at Better Days. He took me under his wing. And now, he is my, he's my wingman. I can't leave him hanging, dude. We're always referencing Top Gun, Great Balls of Fire. But no, man, dude, that guy is, he's solid. About as solid, there's a reason why they say be better, be Emmer. That's the guy. And to be his partner right now, especially side by side, dynamic duo, so to speak, it's really, I'm really humbled and honored to be given this opportunity. And, my role here, it's really hard to put one single word or describe it. In that sense, I guess you could say I'm the finger guns guy, or hey, that's the guy that hosts emo night. Hey, which is a whole nother story for another time. Yeah, man, it's just I love watching people's faces light up, and I love for them to have a good time. And if we can provide great cocktails, service, memories, that's what makes my day. And I look forward to seeing what else we can do in the future. The Dead Flamingo represents hospitality, thinking outside of the box, doing things on our term, staying away from corporate mentality. Pirates. Think pirates, man. Like outlaws in that sense, where we're trying to be groundbreaking in the sense of we're trying to do something new that's never been done before. To me personally, the Dead Flamingo means just having a sense of community, just being a part of something welcoming. Like that feeling you get when you walk into someone's house and you get a certain smell or something that takes you back. Whether it be some of our nostalgic movies that you see on the TV, or, oh man, I haven't heard that song in a minute. It takes you to a different time, a different place. It's almost a sense of like, it's like a fuzzy blanket that you get put on you, like a sense of like warm, and that's what we want everybody to feel. Like, we want you to feel like you're part of our team. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people that came here to support us, whether it be at Better Days or even now our new little baby, the Dead Flamingo pop-up. Like, none of this is possible without them. This is our love letter to you guys.